Hi, I'm Riz. Let's open some cards together. As you see right before us, we have 3 packs that are closed right now. Let's see if before the end of the video we can make them open and see what we got inside of them. One quick thing to ask at the very beginning here is, how do you feel about the background of these videos? I've been thinking about maybe moving from my garden of my wife and me setup here to instead more of a plain black or white backgrounds, all kind of flat in one color. There's some production reasons why that might be easier, but also I think it might be a little easier on the eyes to have the cards and packs be the only real thing on what you're focusing. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. I'm guessing many of you don't really care, but if you do care, please do let me know. Our 3 packs today are number 1, the Streets of New Capenna Collector Booster. We've opened this one previously. It's focused on some 1920s big city, big metropolis action. Can't wait to see what's inside of that one. Number 2, another Tarkir Dragonstorm Play Boosters. Always going for those dragons. I have probably about 5 of these left. And lastly, we got some, I think only 3 or so of these Kamigawa Neon Dynasty Collector Boosters. I don't know what to say about this series. I didn't know it existed until this past weekend. Kamigawa is clearly a Japanese name. Neon Dynasty, is it robot samurais? Robot ninjas? Definitely not my normal vibe. I tend to go in the fantasy direction when it comes to my preferred Magic the Gathering series, but let's see what's inside. Maybe we can fall in love with another kind of robot. We'll start right at the top, as mentioned, with the New Capenna, and see what we get inside. I hope your weekends have gone well. It is the beginning of the week here in Japan, and probably soon to begin the week for you in the rest of the world, and I appreciate you taking a little bit of time and spending it with me today. So we start at the top with a cat warrior named Jetmir's Fixer. It's a 2 mana, a red and a green, and with that said, if you spend a red and a green afterwards, it gets a 1/1 until the end of the turn. If it comes from a treasure, you can put a 1/1 counter on instead. It's a more permanent upgrade instead of just the brief end of turn 1. I don't know what mana one gets from treasures yet, but I think maybe treasure tokens do have mana. We have a token here. It is treasure. Okay, perfect. So if you sacrifice it, you do get 1 mana of any color. So you need a way to generate treasure tokens to produce more mana here, and then we can consistently build up 1/1 over and over again. When you lose Jetmir's trust, his family makes sure you lose everything else. Oh my. Alright, after that we have the Expendable Lackey, a human creature. What's going on here? He doesn't look that expendable. So he's dodging though as he steals an important artifact. For 1 mana and a blue, you exile the Expendable Lackey from the graveyard and create a 1/1 blue fish token that can't be blocked. I'm sorry, what? Somehow the Lackey turns into a fish. I guess he's sleeping with the fishes. Here we go. Altonio? No, I'm sorry. No one by that name works here, says Rafine. Sleeping with the fishes. Fake your own death. How does this work in Magic the Gathering? It's an instant. Until the end of a turn, a target creature gets +2/+0, and when the creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control, and you create a treasure token. Alright, so you lose a creature, but not really. It comes back around again pretty soon. Also, it's an artifact that you can and you create a treasure, right? So you also do get another treasure to, I don't know, boost up that prior character perhaps. And here we have a picture of a person in the background, and in the foreground too, maybe a portal through which you're stepping. Reviving again. The Broker's Hideout, a land. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it. So you create it and immediately destroy it. When you search your library for a basic forest, plains, or island card, put it in the battlefield tapped, and shuffle and gain 1 life. So gain 1 life, find a basic card you want, but the hideout itself just disappears. Once the witness was inside, the safe house vanished first from sight and then from memory, becoming something entirely new. A patch-up. A sorcery, we see that Backstreet Veterinarian, a cat who works on cats. Return up to 3 target creature cards with total mana value of 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Up to 3 of them, wow. Don't tell me who sent you or who you work for, the less I know, the better. Okay, so you could just bring 1 big 3 out, or small ones if you want to. Interesting. You are spending 3 mana for 3 mana potentially, but doing so in a targeted kind of way. The Cement Shoes! Oh no, more sleeping with fishes. What do we see there? Yeah, definitely tied on. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has at the beginning of your end step tap the creature. Equipped creature doesn't untap your controller's untap step. Okay, so it stays tapped unless you have some spell probably to untap it. Equipped for 2, attach a target creature control, only a sorcery. +3/+3. that gets locked down for a while afterwards. Alright, an island. Very basic land there, but as always looking so fantastic in the city of New Capenna. I was thinking if I should ask the question, would you want to live there? But I realized for me the answer is just no. Any place that's all that criminality, not for me. Botanical Plaza enters the battlefield tapped. You can use it to get yourself some green or white mana, and ultimately if you want to spend that mana and also sacrifice it, you can draw yourself a card. So you said I don't want to live there, now suddenly I want to live in this place. The sun is shining brightly, and look, it's a few trees. After that, Rocco, the Cabaret Caterer. Looks kind of elfin. Might be an elf. Yes, elf druid in this city. When Rocco, the Cabaret Caterer, enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you may search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less, put it on the battlefield, and then shuffle. So the Caterer brings in some amount of mana beyond itself, and in so doing, pulls out a character, casting them from, or a creature, casting them from your deck. Fascinating. Alright, the Glamorous Outlaw has an amazing panther along with them. Oh, it reasons as a kitten, it still might turn on you. Also, the cat has tail jewelry. Might be all about that. When the Glamorous Outlaw enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to each opponent, and you scry 2. For 2 mana, you can exile the Glamorous Outlaw from your hand, and a target land then gains a further tapping of different kinds of mana until it's cast from exile. You may cast Glamorous Outlaw for as long as it's exiled. Okay, 1 second. Oh, I see. So you can put this onto any one land and then recast it again on a different land. I understand now. I was briefly confused about what it meant for be cast from exile. The next line explains that. So you can give any piece of land that, but only one at a time. Alright, Ziatora's Proving Ground. There's to be a warehouse boxing ring. When you tap it, you get some mana, enter battlefield tap, and cycling. You can spend 3 mana, discard it, and draw a card also. The Restless Riveteers can always find a sparring partner in the sprawling Trezza warehouse. Looks like a place to keep all the secrets of the city, along with some pugilism. The Family's Favor. The family here is definitely a family of cats. Some of whom are carrying, is that actually a saxophone? Some rifles, some a saxophone, maybe it's a weapon disguised as a saxophone. Whenever you attack, put a shield counter on target attacking creature. Until end of the turn it gains. Whenever the creature deals combat damage to a player, remove a shield counter from it. If you do, draw a card. I'm not sure about shield counters yet. I'm sure we've seen some cards that have them, but yeah. I just misread. Alright, so it does say that you put an attacking counter, or shield counter on the attacking creature, and then it removed as you... Yeah, never mind. You know what's happening here. Look at the pretty kitty cats. Aren't they pretty? Absolutely. Alright, the Widespread Thieving. The reason we don't want to live in this city. Crime. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, create a treasure token, and then you may pay a whole variety of mana, and if you do, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So you can cast it, and then keep it around to cast in the future if you want to. Maestro's Ascendancy. Are you the maestro in the middle? Absolute town of decadence and excess. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from a graveyard by sacrificing a creature, in addition to paying other costs. If you spell cast this way, if a spell cast this way would be put in the graveyard, you exile instead. Cast an instant from the graveyard by sacrificing a creature along with the rest. If you spell cast this way, it goes to the graveyard, exile instead. So you can cast in the graveyard with a further cost, and also that graveyard card then goes away. Got it. The Park Heights Pegasus. I believe we've seen this card before, and a card before rather. Bliz made some joke about a great way to get to the top. There you go. Park Heights Pegasus, Flying and Trample, and lastly, that treasure token. Alright, our first pack today. I'm not sure we learned any new mechanics, but we saw some new art at least, and that's what the thing is really all about. Tarkir we've probably seen the majority of the cards in, especially in the play boosters, but always a fun time anyway to see what we find, and always a good time to see, can I get it open? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! There we go. Alright, we got ourselves a art card on the back here. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, the Cruel Truths. I remember the first time I saw this card, I said, "You are adopted." What's the Cruel Truth today? Your parents never loved you. Why are all my cruel truths related to families and parents? No therapy. The Sagu Wildling is a flying forest of a beast. It's flying. When it enters, you gain some life. The Temur Devotee, a defender, allows you to add a variety of mana by spending mana once per turn. We then have the Tempest Hawk. As always, you get as many of these in your deck as you want to. I haven't looked up to see if it's possible to run a Tempest Hawk deck that is almost entirely Tempest Hawks. I think for getting creatures out for 3 mana might be a little bit too slow developing. The Underfoot Underdogs. I don't think I've seen this one actually. When the creature enters, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. And then for 1 mana and tapping, the target creature you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. The little goblins getting in there can't be stopped. They're just as renowned for their banter as they are for their tactical teamwork. So, a goblin's gonna give you a slobbering, something like that. A Jade Cast Sentinel. Look, it's sort of Medusa-like there. Has reach, so you attack up. It's an ape snake. I'm sorry, what? An ape and a snake all at once. A strange pairing. Set in motion by artificers long forgotten, remained loyal to the ages to the occupants of Keru City. An artifact creature. That's a designation I don't fully understand. I'm guessing it means it functions as an artifact and a creature, but are all artifact creatures made by someone? Sounds like it might be in this case at least. The Temur Tawnyback. The Defibrillating Currents. It deals 4 damage to a target creature or planeswalker, and you get 2 life also. A small shock to save a life, a large one to take it away. So some healing and some damage all at once. I've seen more than a few Hollywood movies where they use the defibrillator to damage someone. The Dragon Brood's Relic. An amazing skull there, all festooned with jewelry. For tapping it, and I guess tapping an untapped creature you control, you get 1 mana. And then for a giant pile of mana, you sacrifice the artifact and create a dragon creature token named Reliquary Dragon that's all of the colors. Flying lifelink. When it enters, deals 3 damage to any target. It's a sorcery. It's no instance allowed. But you can get rid of the relic and get yourself an actual factual dragon for a heap of mana. Then the Glacial Dragon Hunt. Then the Songcrafter Mage. Is that a harp possibly? A lyre maybe? Then the Sib Sig Ceremony. I know we've seen this one previously. It's Rots and Death. And the Fire Room Form. Definitely seen this before also. And lastly, an art card here. It is the monks flying through on their monastery ship, I believe. What's it called? A Lined Heart. A lined heart. A piece of art. Lovely. Always nice seeing more dragons. Seeing more monasteries and mystics do their things. And now, konnichiwa, friends. It is time to go to the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. I sincerely don't know what we're getting. It is bright pink. I'm not a bright pink kind of person, as you might suspect. But let's see what we find here. As always, if you're enjoying yourself, consider throwing a comment down below. Or maybe leaving a like if you want to. Maybe subscribe. Gosh, you know what you can do if you want to. The Regent's Authority. Is that a fox person? Fox person in a kimono. A target creature gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. If it's an enchantment creature or legendary creature, instead put a 1/1 counter on it, and it gets 1/1 till end of turn. So it gets 2/2 for this turn, but 1/1 more permanently. Before her spark pulled her away again, the Emperor appointed the wise Light Pause to guide Kamigawa in her absence. So is it an animal Japan? Japanimal? Fade into Antiquity. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Memories fade and wither with time. If we do not nurture the Garden of History, we may once more wander blindly through the barren lands, says Reiki, the founder of the Living Historians. We see there a traditional fortress, I believe, slipping away. Then the hotshot mechanic, yes, from the old world to suddenly robots and such. An artifact creature, the hotshot mechanic crews vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. If your mech is factory standard, you might as well be walking. I'm still not sure about the vehicle mechanic. I know I saw it in the Aether Drift. set, but a little confusing still. Might learn that eventually. The Oni Cult Anvil, or Ani Cult Anvil perhaps. Whenever one or more artifacts you control leave the battlefield during your turn, create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token once per turn. So once per turn you can make yourself a creature out of your lost anvils. And then, if you sacrifice it, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you get 1 life also. Okay. I know this word here refers to a very tall tree, I believe. Is it Bosaju? What was it? The Saruman's Tower in Lord of the Rings set uses the same mechanics as Bosaju. Reaches skyward, a 3-term saga, and you can see the tapestry of the mighty tree there, yeah. So first of all, you add a lore counter, search your library for up to 2 basic force cards, reveal them, put in your hand and shuffle. Number 2, put up to 1 target left in a graveyard on top of the library. And lastly, you exile it and return to the battlefield transformed under your control. Oh, it has a backside. Here we go. So it helps you get various pieces of land, forests, and then, ooh, becomes a branch of Bosaju itself. Has reach. It gains 1/1 for each land you control. So the land comes and fights for you. It's 0/0 as you start. Though they razed the surrounding forest, the builders of Tawashi left Bosaju unscathed, shaping the city around the ancient tree. Here in Japan, we'll often notice that trees are given a pride of place, and often buildings are built in weird locations to let the trees keep growing, especially cherry trees. Then, I assume this is a forest. My goodness. Yeah. Forest right there. Behind that, we have the Peerless Samurai. Has Menace. Menace means it can't be blocked except by 2 creatures. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, the next spell you cast a turn costs 1 less to cast. So casting after the combat phase, I guess. Attacking solo, the samurai works alone. Heir of the Ancient Fang, a snake samurai with at least 3 hands, I guess 4. Heir of the Ancient Fang enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it if you control a modified creature. I don't know modified yet. I'll have to look that word up in this context, but amazing sword for an amazing snake. And cherry blossoms. Then, the Mukotai Ambusher, a rat ninja. Ninjutsu rather, for 1 and a skull. I don't know that mechanic. I'm guessing it's unique to the set. And lifelink, 3/2 rat ninja. Stronger at attacking than at defending. Then, a Coiling Stalker, again with the Snake Ninjas. Ninjutsu again. Next time we open any of these kinds of cards, I'll know what ninjutsu is, I promise. I mean, I know what it is, just not in the game. Whenever a Coiling Stalker deals combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on a target creature you control that doesn't yet have a 1/1 counter on it. So it can boost a lot of characters, just not more than 1 at a time. After that, the Mirror Box, an artifact. The Legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. Guess what I don't know? Yes, indeed, we'll find that one out. And so we see here mirrors on all sides of the princess, possibly empress, not sure. Each legendary creature you control gets 1/1, and each non-token creature you control gets 1/1 for each other creature you control with the same name as that creature. I'm sorry, squirrel? Oh, the squirrels are all tokens. Never mind. I was so excited. Maximum squirrel power. But no. So it seems so far, at least the cards we found this time around, are very much in the direction of buffing one another, as opposed to being super strong by themselves. Myojin of Towering Might. Oh, it's a kami, isn't it? Kami with many hands, welcoming you to the forest. Myojin of Towering Might enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it if you cast from your hand. You remove it and allows you to distribute 8 1/1 counters among any number of targets you control. They gain trample until the end of this turn. So they keep the 1/1s, but they lose the trample at the end of turn. Oh my goodness. So either this nature kami can't be damaged, or it gives everyone else quite a bit of strength. Again, buffing other characters, but very expensive at 8 there. So an 8/8 for 8 total mana. Then, an upside down card. Whoops. Alright. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. As Saga enters, after draw, add a lore counter. Create a 2/2 red Goblin Shaman creature token with, whenever it attacks, you get a treasure token. Then you may discard the 2 cards. If you do, draw that many cards, so refreshing your hand. And lastly, you exile it, return to the battlefield transformed under your control. Again, a transforming Saga. I haven't seen those previously. There you go. The reflection of Kiki-Jiki. Sorry, Kiki-Jiki. What a name. So it's an enchanted creature, Goblin Shaman. For 1 and a tap, create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary creature control, except it has haste. You can sack it at the beginning of the next end step. Alright, so you can drop any creature you want to for 1 and a... Not any you want to, any you already have around for 1 and a tap. For 1 turn, it gets to attack. Fascinating. Then, Igonjo, Seat of the Empire. Legendary land, legendary add white, and then channeling. You discard this one, it deals 4 damage to a target attacking or blocking creature. It costs 1 less to activate for every legendary creature you control. So you get rid of it, possibly for only 1 white mana, doing damage in a last-ditch effort perhaps. And then, oh my goodness, this one is a quite bright orange card. That is a lot of gold. Kyodai Soul of Kamigawa. The Dragon Spirit. Looks like a bird, the Dragon Spirit. With flash and flying. When Kyodai, Soul of Kamigawa, enters the battlefield, another target permanent gains indestructible for as long as you control Kyodai. That's control, not as long as it's alive, someone can steal it from you. And then for a complete set of mana, it gets 5/5 until the end of the turn. It doesn't say you could do that only once. So could you, if you had a lot of different mana out there, could you cast this twice and have a 13/13 perhaps? That's a really cool looking card. That is Pokemon-esque in how bright it is. And last one is a Pilot. This creature crews vehicles. Other side is Samurai with Vigilance. Well, there you go, folks. That's a pile of cards from 3 sets. We saw some new mechanics. We saw a lot of new cards, some great new art. That bright, shiny one really surprised me. It's a little bit much. But I hope you enjoyed exploring these 3 packs of cards with me. We have another video coming up soon on Wednesday with just the kind of thing, same kind of thing. They'll keep coming week after week as I learn this wonderful game. For now, though, I want to say thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed hanging out and checking out some cards. Back in a couple days with more. For now, though, I say thank you, have a good day, and I'll see you again real soon. Goodbye.